Hey everybody, this is Althea.
And Maya.
And we have our special guest,
Danny.
And this is our podcast,
With Our Powers Combined.
Road trip edition.
Woo! Let's go!
Literally, let's go.
Let's go, Mom.
Actually, we are not going.
Actually, we're not going.
And now let's go.
Wait,
And
there's a
now
person.
let's
They're
go.
in front, not behind. My little thing yells at me.
Yeah.
I'm just looking out for this tiny child.
I have to check if you're actually recording.
That would have been so embarrassing, you guys.
We are pulling out. And we're gonna go.
What are your thoughts on gas station pizza?
I don't think I've ever had gas station
Huh.
pizza.
I don't think I've ever had gas station pizza right here.
Did you just purchase gas station pizza and you want to know if we're going to judge you?
I just saw the picture and I was like, you know what?
I've never had gas station pizza in America.
Well, I'm just assuming like
I feel like it's
the
probably
food
better
just
in the
sits
Philippines.
there
It's
all
so
day,
much better in the
right?
Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
And like what are those rolling thingies
Yeah.
or whatever warmers? I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's definitely not safe.
I
Yeah,
simply
because they might
agree.
be there forever. We don't know. It's kind of sketch. Okay.
Yeah, so
So-
what are we doing on this road trip edition? Why are we
On
road
this
tripping?
Road trip edition. Clearly not edition. On this road trip edition, we are just gonna have fun and answer some questions.
Woo!
Some burning questions. So I have literally funny questions to ask a new friend pulled up right here. Not that we're new friends, but we are in this podcast. So we're gonna start. Number 1. If you got to choose your name, what would it be and why?
Ooh. Danny, you answer first.
I don't think I would change my name. In general,
Ooh.
to be honest.
¿Por qué
I
no?
love my name. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, that is so funny because I was gonna say the same thing. I'm like, I love my name, but if I were to change it, I think growing up, I loved the name Isabel
Oh.
because of Phineas and Ferb. And so I was
so
like,
powerful.
Isabel, and she's so cute. So I'd probably choose that one.
Checking that he's
You
actually
know, my
turning
mom
and
almost
he
named
is.
me after the Dasani water bottle.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, your name would have been water. And I was like,
Oh,
maybe. She's like, Dasani. I was like, thank you that you did not name me that.
you're like, thank you. You
Thanks,
did not
Mom.
bully me, Mom.
Did she just think it was like a really pretty
Yeah, she
word?
just thought it was a really pretty, like, I don't know.
Wait, someone Google what Dasani actually like means.
Means
Yeah.
Because that'd be really funny if it just means like water.
Water.
Dasani meaning
Are you kidding me? Like, that would
a
be
brand of bottled water. Oh my God.
But like the word
Wait,
doesn't
the origin
have
of
any
the
meaning?
word Dasani. Hold on.
Because it's a
It
wild.
was made up by a marketing firm. It was picked specifically because it didn't mean anything, but they liked the way it sounded and focus groups responded well.
That is so funny because
There's no meaning to it. for the
your
brand.
actual name isn't that different from
From
the
this-
I
word
don't think it
Dasani.
has a meaning either.
Do you always go by Danny?
Yeah. My brother, one of my brothers calls me Nix.
Ah, that's why your IG
Yeah.
handle is Nix.
Okay.
That's cute. I love that nickname for you.
Thank you.
That's
I
fun.
feel like it represents well.
But I also really like Danny because it's just, I don't know. It's 4 letters.
At work, do people? Everyone just calls you Danny. Everyone always just.
Even when I like meet new people and I introduce myself as
Yeah.
and they're like, is that short for Daniela? Danielle? And I'm like, no.
No.
Danixia. And they're like, oh. I'm like, yeah.
But Danixia and like
Dasani?
honestly is not that different, which
They're
is
pretty
what's
close to each other.
so funny that your mom was like, well, they won't let me color it,
Dasani.
but I got a name that's pretty close. And you were like, so you could have been Dasani and still been like, I'm Danny.
I wonder
Literally.
if that's like copyrighted or something. Like they can't
imagine.
use the actual
Dasani
name for
sponsor
anything.
us? Have we said it enough times to earn a sponsorship?
I have to bleep it out every
Yeah.
time you say
How about you, Maya? What's a name you would choose?
When I was a kid, I definitely wanted a different name because no one could say my name. Which
No one could say your name?
what would happen is people would see it written out, and apparently people don't know who Maya Angelou is, so they had no had reference point for my name, and my name was not really trendy at the time. So I got a lot of like Mayas, and I was like, no, my name isn't Maya. There's no H at the end.
Yeah.
I got teased. I would be called Mayo, and I was like,
No way.
not mayonnaise. Or
mayonnaise.
people thought that I was spelling it wrong, so they would say, "Oh yeah, your name is May, right?" And I was like, "I know my own name. I'm not a 12-year-old misspelling my name." And I would get Mia a lot. So there was a period of time in middle school where or not middle school, we were right before, like in like 4th and 5th grade, that I was going by a shortened version of my middle name. Because which is so funny because my middle name is certainly harder to spell than my first name. But I had a friend who was calling me Val. And I was like, that VAL is so easy to spell and no one's mispronouncing it.
Right.
We all know that VAL is Val. So I was trying to go by that. But I went back to Maya.
Yeah.
Because I like appreciated the meaning of the name and I wanted to go with it in there. But in middle school or in elementary school, I used to misspell my name intentionally to try and get people to say it right.
Right.
So I would spell it MAIA to try so that they didn't say May, they would say I.
Yeah.
And my teachers would mark me down on homework assignments because I didn't put my name on my paper.
I'm dead.
Which I'm like, I feel like I should be allowed to spell my name however I want to spell my name. So I don't think you should mark me down because you all knew it was my paper.
Why would they mark it down?
Like we had
That
10
is so
people in the class,
funny.
you all knew it was mine. So why are you taking points off? This is a hate crime. In this essay, I will.
You're like, I'm only 9.
Okay, next question. When you were a kid, what name did you give your favorite toy or stuffed animal? The immediate laugh.
I'm laughing because I had a really creative, really out of the box name that like was so impressive. I had a pink poodle dog named Poodle because I'm really creative and I'm always thinking new ways.
Pink poodle.
A pink poodle, and I named her Poodle. And I tried like to come up with a creative name later, and I literally couldn't. Like I kept trying to give her creative names, and I was like, "This is dumb. I'm just gonna call her Poodle. She's been Poodle for the last 10 years."
Your poodle.
Yeah. So they'd be like, "Did you bring Poodle?" And I was like, "Yep." And they'd be like, "Oh, what's Poodle?" And I'd be like, "A poodle."
I love that. I don't think I had. I can't remember if I named like when I was little, like named a stuffy, but I think I was around 11 or 12. I had this. What are those called? Like the cute like things with big eyes.
Oh yeah.
But I had a turtle one of those, and I was reading a manga, which was very cute. They had like a little tiny turtle, and they named it Wakaba. Aww. So I named my little turtle Wakanaba.
That's cute.
Not Wakaba, but Wakanaba.
I did have a pillow pet when I was a kid, and it was a penguin, and I called him Pepe the Penguin.
How about you,
I
Dan?
don't think I had any like specific names for my toys.
You didn't love them enough.
You did.
I clearly didn't. I don't know. I can't remember. Wow. My memory, clearly my English isn't as good either.
It's
my
okay.
memory isn't as good as yours, Maya. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom.
No, I'm thinking of your catchphrase, "What's crack-a-lackin'?" And it's like my memory is crack-a-lackin'.
Right now. Next question. What's the one item you can't live without?
My holy Bible.
Aside from the Bible,
Aside from the Bible.
I think I'm gonna pick my phone.
Yeah. Same.
Because like I do everything on my phone. So
Yeah,
right
my first reflex was to say my phone.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, truly, if I had, like the biggest thing I use my phone for is this: I need to get a hold of people and I need to get to locations.
yeah.
So I'm like, if I had something else that did those two things, I wouldn't carry my phone.
Yes.
Probably more accurately is I couldn't live without a camera, because that's the thing that my phone does that I am the most excited about. I have, oh my gosh, there was a point in time where I had well over like 20,000 pictures on my phone, not counting the ones that I had saved like on the cloud, because I'm always taking pictures of everything, and that horrible time where I lost everything on my phone. My biggest fear was that I had lost all the pictures, because I had pictures on them back from like, on that phone, I had pictures from 2010.
Thank the Lord for cloud storage.
Truly, I was I was
Thank
like,
you,
I was
Cloud.
like mourning, in full mourning, and I was like, I will never recover.
Yeah.
So probably more broadly of my phone would be specifically the camera app.
That is so funny because that's the first thing that came to mind aside from like Bible and stuff. Because I was like, I love taking pictures. I love like filming.
Yeah.
But I was like, I need my phone though for all of the other things that I need to do, like editing. Like, you know, I could just use my phone for that. So
The close second would be any kind of music application because I feel uncomfortable when I don't have music.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it is
No
not.
as well.
No, it's a
I
hot
say
dog.
no.
I'm so glad that we're on the same page. People make this argument of is a burger a sandwich, and it's
A burger is a burger.
Here's always the thing.
A burger is a burger.
There is a classification. There are umbrellas. It's like how the rectangle and the square dilemma, where it's like they're two different things.
Yeah. A rectangle is a rectangle. A square is a square.
So I'm like, I will not. I'm so glad we were all in agreement because I was going to scream if we had to actually argue about this. You are not allowed to comment below if you think
You're not
that
allowed
a
to
hot dog
disagree.
is a sandwich. Get out of my face.
Oh my gosh. What was your first email address?
Oh boy.
My first email address?
I cannot remember. Is your name? Just your name?
Yeah. Because now I can't use my name because it's already used. So
Devastating.
now my current email address is my middle name and my last name, like 2-3 numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was my name because apparently it's taken. So who else could use the email, the Nixie?
Because I was like, my mom was living in America and we were in the Philippines. My siblings made me an email address when I was 3 years old.
You're so smart.
Yeah, because we had like
for all your little business.
yes, for my little businessy stuff. It's like the Yahoo Messenger.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
even like Skype or anything.
Yeah.
But I cannot remember. I think it's just my name. I think it's just Althea J or something. But that was my very first email address. The very first one I made is just my name. I still use it today.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You just doxed yourself.
I
You're
did.
you're gonna want
I
to
was
believe
like,
that.
I'm
Beep.
like beep.
I'm trying to think because when I was a kid, I had a handful of computer games, and one of them, I think I had to log on somewhere. So I'm trying to remember if I had like a little pretend email address to race space ostriches, and I don't remember if I did. So I think my first one was probably just my name. I don't feel. I do have a friend. I'm not gonna say her legal name, but her business like adult email for so long was the email address that she made when she was like 12, and she was a Katy Perry fan.
Yeah.
So she had her first name, and then it was Perry like V3 at like something, and she was like, I had to get a new one because I was like, I'm not going to apply to colleges with this email address. I had to pivot, and I was like, I'm glad that I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I probably had something embarrassing with a nickname at some point, but I can't recall it.
I don't know if I have a weird email. Anyways, next question. Does round or square pizza taste better?
Ooh,
Round,
What was the question?
round or square pizza? What does
Square
tastes
pizza
better?
because it's easier to eat. Like there's no like awkward hand placement.
I do think that square pizza normally it has like a better crust,
Yes, I was just gonna say it's crispy.
and that's important to me.
I think I don't know. Well, round pizza, you would have to cut it in triangles to eat it.
See,
Square pizza,
you
is
cut in squares. Famously.
I think I would just go for round because I don't think I've ever eaten that much square pizzas in my life. So I'm gonna go with round.
I like it. Be different.
Would you rather have hands for feet or feet for hands?
Hands for feet.
Hands for feet.
I think hands for feet too. I think that's technically how apes or monkeys
Yeah.
could grab
Well,
stuff.
actually, I guess the important clarifying question is: have I replaced them, or am I doubling them?
I don't know. Probably replace, I would think.
Like, do I
Replace
now?
your feet for
Like, do I now have 4 feet or like
Ah.
4 hands? Is this or is it, would you rather be born with your hands in the
like-
feet position or your feet in the hands? But like,
That's a different question now. I think it's doubling them, honestly.
because if I'm doubling them, then
would go for
I think I want,
Hands for feet.
yeah.
Yes.
If I'm switching them, I think it's funny to do it the other way for the pure chaos of it.
Switch them. I think I would be horrified. Well, if I don't have any knowledge of normalcy, then we'll be fine.
I don't remember the names of any of them, so this is semi-useless information on top of what would have already been useful information. But there are 2 different types of cryptids, and one of them is like a trickster spirit, and its feet are on backwards, so that you can't tell which direction it's been coming.
Never
Like,
let him know your next move.
truly. And there is a monster, a Rakshasa, and this one is, I do think I know what it's called, and its hands are backwards. So instead of when it like waves its hand at you, like this is the back of the hand, not the palm. It's like backwards hands. Truly, for no reason.
Oh my gosh.
The reason is to make you upset.
And they're successful.
Yeah.
They're successful. Last one for part 1 of our road trip Q&A. If you could be best friends with a character in any animated show, which would you choose?
Oh my gosh.
Animated show. Man, this is a hard question.
Oh boy.
Perry the Platypus.
He doesn't speak.
Perry. I'm just kidding. But the first thing that popped up at the top of my head is Phineas and Ferb.
Would you want to be friends with Isabella?
Yes. I just want to be in their friend
their
group
world.
circle. Yeah.
To be fair,
It's really
a
fun.
really solid friend group.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
They're all having a good time.
Buford. Sorry. How about you, Danny?
I have no idea.
What shows did you watch?
Like as a kid,
As a kid.
what was your cartoon? You were like
SpongeBob.
put me in coach
Cartoon
cartoon.
Network.
Watched, like,
Looney
a lot of
Tunes.
animated shows. Like I watched like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Wizards of Waverly
Let's
Place.
include that.
That's
If we
so
included
Raven.
that, which character would you choose to be your bestie?
Probably Alex from Wizards of Waverly Place. She was just that girl.
She was
Like
that
the sass
girl.
and everything. Love it. Chef's kiss. Iconic.
My answer is so ridiculous. This is what my heart told me. And this is explicitly why. I want to be friends with Zuko because I think I can fix him. I think if
I forgot about Avatar.
I think if I was friends with him,
He'll be fine.
I think his life would have been better. Because I would have been like,
love
Zuko,
that.
get up, you got
You know?
this.
That's perfect.
I think I could
Girl,
have
get
fixed
up.
him. I think I
Yeah.
could have helped.
Honestly, I love that.
I think I could have helped with some of his anger issues
I
because
love
I would have been
that.
like, mm-mm. I think we could have gotten somewhere.
You know what? That's a good answer. I love that answer.
Truly, my other immediate answer is I was thinking of Midoriya from My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Because I want to tell him to grow a spine. I want to fix him. I want to be like, dude, he's not your friend. He's not your friend. You don't owe him anything. Stop
so funny.
it. Stop focusing all your attention on making Bakugo be a better person. Todoroki is right there.
And that concludes our first part of Q&A.
I just want to therapize people. That's my actual issue. I don't want friends. I want clients.
And that was the first part of the road trip edition. Thank you so much for tuning in, for listening to us on Spotify and watching us on YouTube. This is editing Althea that you're seeing right now. And I just want to say, I'm sorry for the audio. You cannot hear Danny that much, but we're going to get better. We're so close to hitting 6 months on the podcast, and I just want to say thank you. I'm on behalf of Maya and we want to say we're so grateful for you tuning in, And we're gonna be doing a Q&A soon, so please comment down below any questions that you would like to ask us, anything that you would like to know about us or the podcast or anything at all. Let us know down in the comments, and we would love to get it answered. Share the video, like, subscribe, get notified, put the bell button on. What else do people say? Subscribe, rate us on Spotify. You can do that. Share it to your family and friends, and just hang out with us. And that's it. We will see you next time. Bye. I lied. I forgot to say follow us on social media at wopc.podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. Alright, I'm out.